Is there any good of having the whole world for yourself, if only one was its survivor? By Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Is there a deep wound that is ever healed without a scar? By Lord Byron. Which can you term as the worst wolf between the one that cries before eating the lamb, or the one that just eats the lamb without any remorse? By Leo Tolstoy. Why do we call ourselves great philosophers, yet we know nothing about the origin and destiny of cats? By Henry David Thoreau. What advice can you give a man, who only obeys God and not humankind, and he is sure of going to heaven even if he cuts one's throat? By Voltaire. If we call the earth as the best of the possible worlds, then what are the other worlds? By Voltaire. Who is going to set bounds to the human ingenuity? By Galileo Galilei. Is there one who can assert that everything in the world capable of being perceived is already known and discovered? By Galileo Galilei. Is there a certain knowledge in the world that no one can doubt it? By Bertrand Russell. They say that a young person has to be regarded with utmost respect, but how sure are you that his or her future will be no different from your present? By Confucius. Has it ever crossed your mind that our souls will never die since they are immortal? By Plato. Is it easy for an artist to protect himself from this age of corruption, that besets him every now and then? By Friedrich Schiller. What if the existence of God was false and this could be proved? By Friedrich Nietzsche 1890. What if God did not exist and that we were instead vanity and the fear, the ambitions, the desire for power and the terrified folly was all man-made? By Friedrich Nietzsche 1890. How can you say a person is well yet his or her morals are at stake? By Leo Tolstoy. Is there any need for knowledge if it leads to misunderstandings? By Stobæus. Must the consequences of love always be pain? By Alain De Botton. If I wish to be a different person since I am not pleased with the person I am today, why should I go back to think of the influences that made me who I became? By John Lancaster Spalding. What would you choose if given a choice: angelically good, dazzlingly clever or divinely beautiful? By M. Montgomery. Why should a normal being be ennobled by something that is not obtained by its exertions? By Mary Wollstonecraft. What is closely connected to the truth and wisdom? By Plato. Is the man yearning for knowledge, never satisfied and is glad to learn, fit to be called a philosopher? By Plato. What could be Prince Charming occupation if he was not to be awakening the sleeping beauty? By Simone De Beauvoir. If you analyze your heart and find there is nothing wrong there, thus is there anything to fear? By Confucius. Who are the people who would admire you? Are they the same individuals you keep calling mad? And hence, why do you want to be admired by mad persons? By Epictetus. Would we be seeking for eternal if it existed? By Antonio Porcia. Do you think if the lion does not roar it must be asleep? By Friedrich Schiller. Can we say you are lucky if you find a four-leaf clover but you cannot count? By Stanislaw Jalak. Do you know that a good man does not do things for the sake of appearance, but for the sake of having done correctly? By Epictetus. Can we say that a pestilential vapor can only hover over an area only when its master is instructed in the development of a crimes? By Mary Wollstonecraft. Why do we still act like the barbarians yet we say that our age is enlightened? By Friedrich Schiller. Other philosophical questions by unknown thinkers. Is it possible for the human species to be extinct? How long do you think you will be remembered after you die? And what will you be remembered for? Does your name define your future? With what can you compare your self-worth? Do you think religion will become obsolete with time? Is humanity headed on the wrong direction or is it on the right path? How can you define yourself? Do you think you are replaceable? Why? What activity makes every bit of life? Whom do you think existed before the world was created? Do you think the world is not subjective or do you think it is objective? Who is a genius to you? Do you think human creativity has a limit? Why? How could you tell if the time has been altered in any way? Why do we always do things that are harmful to our existence but shun away from activities that are good for our well-being? Do you think the genetic makeup of an individual determines their political stand? What kind of a person would you be if all your memories are erased? Why do humans believe in beliefs that cannot be proven? And the last but not the least, a person's memory has been shown to be unreliable. How can you distinguish between a made-up memory and the memories that are genuine? If you liked this video, please click on the like button, share it with your family and friends, and most importantly subscribe to this channel so we can serve better videos in the future. Thank you,